Marvel Comics' Uncanny X-Men writer Gail Simone has claimed that critics of the evil gender ideology are in a cult masquerading as a social movement. Wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. I encourage you to head on over there, become a subscriber. Only putting about 2 videos here up on YouTube, but we're doing a ton of articles every single day. So make sure you are a subscriber over here at phantompulse.com. Simone's comments came after she shared how she was thrilled that writers J.K. Rowling and Graham Linehan followed her on Twitter, but lamented that she couldn't smell their dark side in advance. She then concluded, no one wakes up that crappy one day. This is what she actually wrote. I think a lot about J.K. Rowling and Glinner. That's Graham. I think that Graham Linehan. I looked up to them so much. I was so thrilled when each of them started following me on Twitter. The fact that I couldn't smell their dark side in advance really bothers me. No one wakes up that crappy one day. This guy, David Weingart, responded saying it's true that no one wakes up that crappy one day. However, it does seem like there is something truly corrosive about transphobia in particular. It takes over their entire personalities with every increasing levels of ugliness. It's a cult masquerading as a social movement. So the projection here is clearly massively off the charts. But Simone concurred with Weingart and said, it really is. Like, they never actually talk about protecting women. They gloss over all the attacks on women in politics. But holy crap, some trans woman in Peoria has to go to the bathroom. Let's effing get cameras in there. This is just a complete and total lie. If you listen to Tom Homan's most recent interview he did talking about why he does what he does, it is to protect the women and the children from the people that are abusing them, taking advantage of them, committing all kinds of heinous acts against them as they are trafficked across the border. So this is just complete and utter lies. And this is what SJWs do, right? They lie, they double down, and they project. And we're seeing it here from Gail Simone and this David Weingart guy. Anyway, she then goes on and says, it's like a tumor and there's no human part left. I mean, just truly despicable stuff right here. I mean, these people are literally advocating for the butchering of their fellow man by deranged doctors, psychiatrists, etc., who are drugging them and then eventually want to literally chop them up. And these people are saying that the people opposed to that are somehow in some kind of cult. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. It is so absolutely deranged. It's truly sad. It really is sad that this is what we're dealing with in our society now, that people think that butchering people is totally fine, and they are going to defend it, and they're going to call you all kinds of nasty names, say that you're in a cult when you call out this wickedness. It really is so sad, but we have to call this stuff out. We have to oppose this. This is evil. This is evil. In response to another individual claiming they saw it coming with Glinner, Simone wrote this: that would make perfect sense. There's definitely an element of projection in this for a lot of these people, or maybe I just effing hate goddamn transphobe trash. Just wickedness. So while she's doing all of this, you've got hospitals across the country like Duke Health that make it very clear that they are butchering adults and mutilating children. I mean, Duke Health specifically has this on their website. It says for children younger than 18 who are questioning their gender identity, we offer therapies to delay puberty. This gives them more time to explore their gender and relieves the stress of going through physical changes that don't match their gender identity. North Carolina actually passed a law in 2023, so hospitals like Duke couldn't actually chop up children. It literally passed a law 2 years ago banning sex change treatments for minors. But they're still doing this stuff with puberty blockers and all these other things. They don't really tell you what it is, but obviously they're trying to do ways to delay puberty. There's a group called Do No Harm that released this Stop the Harm database that catalogs healthcare facilities across the United States and reveals which ones are mutilating people, both adults and children. And there's a ton. There's a ton of them in every single state. I mean, it's absolutely sick. I mean, this is what is actually happening, and Gail Simone has the gall to claim that people opposing this evil are somehow in a cult masquerading as a social movement. You just can't. It's so sickening. So sickening. So we've got Reverend Thaddeus Pakelzik. I'm not sure how to say his name. I'm very sorry, Father. But he wrote an article at for the National Catholic Bioethics Center, and he makes it abundantly clear that the hormone suppression that hospitals like Duke Health offer can lead to mutilation. He says that puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and complex surgeries can all lead to permanent damage, even the destruction of a young person's reproductive organs and fertility. There are numerous studies about how it destroys your possibility for fertility. It's evil, wicked stuff, right? He also declares parents have a serious obligation to protect their children from the gender reassignment industry, which profits handsomely from the lucrative long-term hormone prescriptions and the multiple complex surgeries. Again, it's not just the surgeries, right? There's all these drugs and stuff that they're getting these kids on, and who even knows what kind of damage that stuff does. We're just now kind of finding out, seeing the effects of what all of this does. I think there was a recent article that came out like either this month or it was just kind of just making waves this month, where it's talking about how there are increased risk of death. People that are getting in all of this estrogen, if they're actually men and they're taking all this estrogen to try to pretend that they're a woman, they are dying at a much younger age than men, and then even women as well. So it's all extraordinarily terrible. There are obviously physical problems, there's spiritual problems, there's mental problems. And then Reverend Thaddeus here adds, the available studies reveal, moreover, that the majority of pre-adolescent children who present as trans eventually revert to the identity that accords with their biological sex. Those studies indicate at least 67% of gender diverse children cease wanting to transition by puberty as long as gender affirmation approaches are not pursued or advocated. Yeah, exactly. And you got people like Gail Simone out here literally advocating and defending the mutilation of children and her fellow man. It's absolutely sick. The fact that she even has a job at Marvel Comics is disgusting as well. And she's putting this stuff in her comics too, right? She's got an allegory for some kind of like pride parade thing happening in Uncanny X-Men and promises that more of that's going to come. There might be an article on that here on Phantom Pulse in the future, so look for that. But this stuff is being pushed in the culture. These people aren't just saying this stuff on social media. It's not just a virtue signal, as people like to say. They are literally trying to get this stuff normalized, and they're doing it in various ways, whether it's on Blue Sky with their social media posts, whether it's through their comics, whether it's through whatever else they're doing, and any kind of activities that they're doing. They're clearly pushing their politicians that want to do this. I mean, they all want this stuff to be normalized. We have to fight against this. We have to say no. We have to oppose it, and we have to reject it. And Gail Simone should not be allowed to be writing for Marvel Comics, given the fact that she is pushing this objective evil. She should not be allowed to put it in her comics. And she is putting it in the comics. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?